Hey everyone, this is Cassandra Love Lambert, also known as Lee Love. I was really resistant to do another video because I've been pretty emotional. Processing a lot from this last experience and just thinking about my life in general. And I knew the next video would probably be one that I'm kind of vulnerable. It's just so fascinating to me that when I look at my life and all the things I've been through, starting as a child with sexual abuse from my sister's father, who is also a pathological liar and narcissist. It's just interesting to me how someone can do that to a child, and then that pattern just follows that child throughout their life and keeps repeating itself over and over and over again. It's what's had me try every kind of modality and constantly working on myself and constantly just wanting to learn and grow and become a better human being. And it just hurts to see how many people are out there looking for people like me to abuse or take advantage of or exploit or keep that pattern of being treated like a piece of meat going. It just blows my mind how heartless and cold and cruel and mean people can be on this earth. It's always made me feel like I don't really belong here. Cause like my heart is so sensitive. I can't imagine doing any of the things I see people do to each other. This came up because of this recent relationship I was in. The person ended up being a covert narcissist and a pathological liar. They told me and presented themselves as one person, and then they ended up being a totally different person. So I felt so tricked in so many ways, and it was one of the craziest experiences, I would have to say, because I'm still a little bit in shock and denial about it, even as the truth was revealed to me by somebody who told me everything about this person. I'm still having a hard time digesting it because it's like two different people. And even though I saw glimpses of this other person and I experienced it like more subtly, it's just like, it's the cognitive dissonance is just so hard to like digest when you let someone into your life and you let them into your heart and you bring them into your house and you bring them around your kid, and to think that the whole thing was a charade and just all lies and just like never really invested, never really there. It's just like it cuts you in a way that's just hard to explain unless you've experienced it. But this pattern has to stop somewhere, somehow, because it follows people around their whole life. You do this to a child and like their whole life is just like on repeat with this pattern. They'll keep attracting the same type of person, same type of dynamic, being treated like an object, piece of meat, being treated like an object, piece of meat, being treated like an object, piece of meat, until they're able to break the cycle. And honestly, the cycle is so hard to break. It takes so much work. It takes so much constant work, like inner work, therapy, and still you'll repeat the pattern. It's so deeply ingrained. It's so crazy. It's part of why I went into becoming an EFT tapping practitioner, because I wanted to help people more deeply with these types of wounds, because I know how it hurts and cuts so deeply to keep repeating the same thing. We all just want love, right? We all just want to find our person. We want to have that experience of growing old with someone, having our best friend by our side. And like, when you have this ingrained with you as a child, it just like makes it that much harder to ever have that for yourself. And I just, because I know my pain and I know my struggles and I know how much work I've put into myself, and that it still repeats. I know other people's pain as well. Like, even posting the last couple videos, so many women have reached out having similar experiences with guys, and it's not okay. It's not okay to treat people out of integrity and out of ethics. It's not okay to lie. It's like, this is like little kid stuff. Like, if you're a grown-up, you should not be acting these ways. And what I'm learning is it's psychosis too. So I learned a fascinating thing today. Pathological liars are wired a little differently than like me. Like, I can't even play mafia and be a mafia person without feeling hella anxiety. Like, I'm lying, I'm trying to hide, I'm like, I can't handle that anxiety. It like really eats me up on the inside. But like, a pathological liar, like, lying soothes them. It soothes their nervous system, and telling the truth actually gives them anxiety. So they're just like wired differently. So it's deep psychosis. It's very fascinating. It's very interesting. It's kind of scary though, honestly, because there's a lot of these people walking around. It just makes me sad, because how are we even supposed to touch or help these people? Because they don't even think they have a problem, because they believe the lies they tell. So ultimately, the only thing we can do as women is get better with our intuition, get better at listening and following our intuition. Like, because I know I'm guilty of this. Like, my intuition will be like, no, and then I'm still, well, let me see what the no means, or I want evidence of what the no is, or like, what do you mean no? You mean like full no, or like all the way no? Like, not fully trusting myself and my intuition is super huge. But yeah, there's a lot of predators out there, guys. There's a lot of predators. There's a lot of energy vampires. There's a lot of people who don't know how to maintain their own light. And so they try to come feed off of your light. You gotta protect yourselves. They'll treat you like an object. And as soon as like their charade is over, because you ask questions and you don't just go with the like game that they're playing because you're just a pawn, they'll just discard you like a piece of garbage and leave you feeling worthless, and go on to the next victim that they can play their little charade or game with, that'll think they're amazing until the mask falls. The mask always falls, so they're always on the lookout for the next supply and the next victim. It's pretty interesting. But the only thing I can do is spread my wisdom and share my heart and share my truth, and also support you with EFT tapping and meditation. I'm doing tapping circles. I'm doing meditation. But really listening and honing the gift of your intuition. It's very subtle and it's gentle. It gets louder when you don't listen to it, and it will actually make your body hurt and cause you pain. But if you start just like celebrating the little wins of listening to your intuition, like, oh wow, like my intuition told me to grab that pen before I left the house and I needed it to get this person's number in my notebook. Wow, thank you. Like just reinforcing your intuition whenever it gets you to remember something small will help reinforce it to get stronger and louder, so that you have like a really strong relationship with it. And then of course, creator, or universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it. I call it God or creator. There's a higher power here. Definitely always tapping into that will support and protect you as well, but also listening to the guidance that comes through. It's just so interesting how to somebody could really mistreat you and hurt you, and then you're left feeling like the monster. Like they'll lie to you, they're not anything what they said they were, they're the complete opposite, but then you walk away from the whole experience feeling like you're the monster. And that's the thing empaths do. You gotta really work on separating that. Like it's not you, it's them. That's how they live their life. They didn't just do it to you, they've done it to multiple others. They're like literally leaving a trail of broken hearts in their wake. So it has nothing to do with you. One of the things that was really interesting too is doing this whole experience definitely catapulted me to like speak my truth, but at the same time I was met with the same fear I had as a kid trying to confront my molester. I was never able to do it. I was never able to go to court fully. Like, I remember when I had to tell my mom about it. Like, I just couldn't hold it in anymore. And my best friend, Nicole, she was the one who actually told my mom. Because I just stood there and, like, I couldn't say anything. Like, it was like my mouth wasn't working. And I remember having to tell the cops what happened, and I wasn't able to talk then either. I had to like literally write it out. I was like 8, like writing out like an essay of all the things he did to me, all the things he made me do to him. Very graphic, just writing it all out, pages and pages, because I just couldn't talk, couldn't speak my truth, even though I knew it was the right thing to do, and even though what I was saying was the truth, I just felt so wrong for it. And I feel like that's definitely carried on throughout my life until now. Apparently I'm gonna tell you the truth. But I noticed that even with doing these videos to support others and just spread knowledge with especially this recent experience I went through, I'm finding it hard. Like that same fear, I feel that same exact fear I had towards my molester. It's very interesting to work through that and just speak the truth, and share and connect with you guys. I hope you're having a great night. I have no idea if this video was even of any value. My heart just goes out to like all the women and children being taken advantage of every day, because I know what that causes later in life or throughout life. And I'm definitely working with people to help them work through their own stuff as I keep working through mine. So if you resonate with me, reach out, say hi. I'll be doing meditation circles, tapping circles, anything to help. You can always say hi to me. I'll always respond if I can. And have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.